Hey, welcome back to my channel. These are some revelations I've had that help me feel more confident in my body. Some of these I don't feel like are talked about very much, and there's a really key thing that I'm gonna go into a little bit later that I think is just so fundamental into feeling more confident. And full disclosure, I struggle with body confidence all the time. But the things I'm gonna talk about in this video help me get through those moments quicker and also have them less often. So I hope they're helpful to you too. This point is really important to know for a key point I'm going to get to in a couple minutes. And it's about the area we scrutinize the most, which is our waist. So I want you to do a little test with me. Take your hand and put it right underneath the bottom of your rib cage. Now, how many fingers can you fit between that and the very tip top of your hip bone? And I should have mentioned you should be standing up. Now, if all you can fit is 1 or 2 fingers, then you have a short torso. If you can fit, I think it's like 4 or more, then you have a long torso. I personally have a short torso. The point of this, that it's a skeletal difference among all of us that we don't pay attention to. We understand that some people have larger hips, or some people have broader shoulders or longer arms, but we don't actually talk about what do our midsections look like skeletally, because they're different. Some people have miles between their rib cage and their hip bones, and some people don't. And yet we're constantly comparing ourselves to bikini models when maybe we don't have that much real estate in our midsection to begin with. And we all have the same amount of organs, like we're all working with the same amount of furniture, yet some of us have apartments and some of us have mansions. So this first realization is understanding that we're all working with different materials. If you're not feeling confident because you don't look like this when you have a short torso, like me, like it's just not physically in the cards, but having that realization is so empowering because then you can let it go. And look, that doesn't mean, oh, sorry, you're just not gonna look like that. See you later, bye, have a good time, thanks so much for watching. No, once you understand the issue, then you can start to problem solve it, because there are ways to make your body look the way that you want it to, but it might not be the same way that she does it or that she does it. And I'm gonna build more off of this in a couple minutes. So stop blaming your body and start blaming the clothes. I don't know how we got here, but somehow we got into this world that we can try anything on and it's supposed to look like that. And if it doesn't look the way you thought it was gonna look, then something's wrong with you. And it bothers me because, I don't need to yell about this, but it is frustrating that we sort of arrived at this space that we should be able to order anything online or try anything on in the store and it should just fit us. And if it doesn't, then it's our fault. Not all clothes are made the same, and they were kind of all made to fit one specific body type, and let's be honest, there's so many different body types in the world that it couldn't possibly work. Maybe you need a seam in a slightly different position. It's not your fault that that seam doesn't hit you right. There is also the possibility that the clothes were made poorly. Cheaper materials and lower quality fabrics are much more prevalent now. We seem to think that they're still gonna look good on anyone when that's just not the case. And that's the complete fault of the clothes. That has nothing to do with you. So one of the things that inspired me to make this video was a recent Amazon dress try on haul that I did. And one of the dresses I tried on, imagine like, you know, letting go of a balloon. It just completely deflated my body confidence, because here's what it looked like on me, and here's what it looked like online. But the key thing in this, 1, terrible fabric, but 2, there was smocking right underneath the bust that was too thick. And it went past my waist and started going out on my hips. And that made me feel wider, which made my confidence kind of go down the toilet. But in those moments, I had to stop thinking about myself and start thinking about the garment. So many things about it were wrong for me. And so it wasn't the garment for me. It wasn't the dress for me. And that's okay. I'm gonna go find some other dresses that I love and that I feel completely amazing wearing. Not to mention the sizing system is ridiculous. But that's not news, right? Like, we know that sizing's inconsistent between a size 4 in one store and a size 4 in another store and a size 4 in this store. Nobody knows. Pants, we all know, like, oh, I hate trying on jeans, I hate trying on pants. Me too. But I've seen some jeans that have the same rise labeled as mid-rise and some of them labeled as high-rise. So what is it? And how do you feel confident when a particular rise is on trend but it doesn't necessarily fit your body? Because I think rises and sizes shouldn't be trends. Groundbreaking, I know. Like, they sell jeans in different waists and different inseams. Why don't they do the same for rises? So what I choose to do is associate with my measurements, not my sizes. Because the size you buy from one store is going to be different from the same size at another store. So I don't identify with those sizes. But I do know my measurements and I can shop those measurements. Now, would I like some of them to be different? Sure. I think all of us are our toughest critics. But just that little step of disassociating myself with a size that a store or a brand says that I am from how I see my own body has been mind-blowing. I don't mind sizing up. I don't mind sizing down. It doesn't matter. I care about how it fits my body. Because when it fits, I will feel the best. I will feel the most confident. All right, so up to this point, we've just been talking about how to embrace the body that we have. So now this is the key to tapping into taking what you have and feeling like that bikini model, even if you can't look like her. And it can all be summarized in one word: proportional. And think about it, it totally makes sense. Your eye is drawn to things that are in balance and that are in proportion. Light versus dark balance and contrast. Proportional, big and small. That balance is something our eye likes. And so we see it a lot in advertising and on Instagram. Great pictures have a lot of proportion and a lot of balance. So when we're comparing ourselves to someone, we're not always necessarily comparing how skinny her ankles are sometimes, but we're looking at the picture as a whole. So the key to feeling confident and feeling like a model or someone you see on Instagram is looking like you're in balance and in proportion throughout your entire body. But like we just talked about, every body is different. So going back to what we were talking about earlier when we were just looking at our waist, that actually plays into our vertical proportions and our vertical body shape. You can have a short torso and be tall, or have long legs and be short. The perfect body is just a proportional body. And how curvy or how skinny models are totally depend on the time and what is on trend. So don't worry too much about that. Let's just work on helping you feel more proportional. And even if you're watching this saying, oh, but I'm not proportional. Girl, I'm not either. But for most of us aren't proportional. So we all have to figure out the little ways that we can pull this off. And we're all just gonna do it differently, and that's okay. It comes down to what you wear, how you style it, what colors you pick. There's so many things that play into this. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you should or shouldn't wear, but I do understand how confidence boosting it can feel when you are just feeling more proportionate, which is why I do so many videos on it. So we've been talking a lot about how to be confident with your body and how to work with your features. But let's also talk about feeling confident in the decisions you make with your body and the changes that you want to make. I am so over appearance shaming others when we are under so much pressure to look a certain way. I've never understood why men get so shamed for getting toupees or for dyeing their hair, or why women can't be in powerful leadership positions because they've had too much plastic surgery. None of that makes any sense to me. And I know this isn't an option for everyone, and not everyone even wants to do this, but I do think there is a sense of empowerment where if you see something that could be changed and it would improve your confidence if you did, I don't think anyone should be shamed for that. What I do think though is that we need to be really upfront when those kind of changes happen, to show the world that yes, I have this look, but maybe some of it isn't real. My hair color is not real. And even anytime I look at doing something relatively simple like microblading my eyebrows, I chicken out. Of course, when it comes to doing something with your body, I really recommend you doing your research and knowing full well going into it what exactly is happening. So you got this. Look at you. You're beautiful. We all have things we want to change, but just wanting to change something shouldn't stop you from feeling confident. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.